spiritual escalation of things and giving an example of how it can go in families. And sometimes this is going on in your own family, but sometimes it's going on behind your back. In this case, I'm really blessed because I'm aware of the situation and I have an understanding of the situation and I know what the spiritual escalation of this issue is. And I'm going to explain it in detail. And it will really help you understand spiritual warfare and the difference between a true believer and a non believer, y'all. And the danger of this and how you can protect yourself from the danger by recognizing it. Okay, so basically it goes like this. I'm going to give you an example. Over a 3-year span, right? A relative going back 3 years ago came down a flight of steps and expressed that he no longer believed in God. Okay. Within about the hour, within a short amount of time, he expressed that he was just saying that, right? And he actually did believe in God. But what I believe happened was what he said at first is true. He believes in no God, right? But he didn't want to make me upset, right? Ever since that day, going back within a 3-year span, my family was never the same. Okay. So what and then he's a predator on top of that, y'all. So he has deep embedded predatory behavior. He did an act so horrible within my family that if I would have caught it, I might be in the penitentiary right now. But the Lord is a good God and protected me from catching this situation in person. So look at it like this. The the relative expresses he doesn't believe in God, but you have no clue that about a year prior to this, he's done something so horrific that if I would have caught it in person, I would not be on this live. What he did, if I would have caught it in person, somebody would have died. Okay, I promise you. I had no clue. Okay, everything is out in the open as far as like the awareness of it, not out in the open like everyone knows about it. It's not like that, but it's horrible. But he expressed to me he doesn't believe in God, but the horrible act he did the year before he claimed he didn't believe in God, he had to not have believed in the one most high then, right? So we move on. So next thing you know, the individuals in the streets, um, experimenting with different type of drugs and things like that. So time moves on, right? So eventually he goes through a couple of relationships or whatever. Um, One relationship was with the underage girl, so it was a statutory rape. So that relationship ended. Um, the mother of the little girl was so mad that she was retaliating against the family. So that was just a horrible situation. So going into, I would say, okay, we're going back 3 years. So go back about we'll go back to last September. Okay. So he's with this girl. She's pregnant. It's not his baby. I don't believe that this child is his. The child is about almost a year old now. So going back to last September, I got a call from this relative, and it's a domestic violence situation that he's in. So the lady's beating on him or whatever, and I could hear the interaction over the phone. So the lady is getting quite violent with him. So he asked me to. I said, well, "What do you want me to do?" Because he's abusive as well. So I don't want to do anything without his permission. Okay. So he's asking me to call the police. I'm like, okay, I'll call the police. What else you want me to do? He agreed to allow me to come over there. Okay, because the police are gonna get involved. So I go over there. He's with the pregnant woman. He claims that he want her out of his place. So the pregnant woman is going crazy, all just going crazy, running all over the building. I ain't never seen nothing like it in my life, right? Um, Let me point out what happened prior to this, right? So that was about last September, but I had went over there about two more times prior to that, donated money, bought food. The girlfriend, put it this way, most of the world would consider her a white girl, okay? So if we're at the grocery store, they pretty much would know me and my other relative are black. Um, Even me being light skinned, you would know I'm black, you know he black, but it's obvious that she white, okay? It's just obvious. Not a pale white girl, but she's white according to the way the world would view her. But she claims she black. So okay. I had her to show me a picture of her mama. I'm like, well, she looks kind of like Hawaiian or whatever. Her mom is not an African American woman, y'all. Just point blank. Her mom is not an African American woman. Um, I do believe we need to stop giving our identity away so much, right? This particular relative, he also will call people black that don't call themselves black, right? Like Samoans and Mexicans. I've never heard one Samoan or Mexican say I'm black. Black is like a slang word for African American. It means the people that ancestors were slaves in this country. That would be me. My grandmother's relatives and my relatives going back to Alabama, they worked for fucking slave masters and were on fucking slave plantations. I know the slave master fucking name. I know how many slaves he owned. My damn relatives. I can look this up online, right? And it's all there. The names of my grandmother's people and my people. So I am a black person. Okay. So black is not just a complexion, it's a history as well. Okay. And black is just like a slang word. We went through all of these things. And this is why Negro should have just stayed on the table. Negro clarifies it all. Because don't nobody really want to call themselves a fucking Negro, right? But I do. That's the correct word that should have stayed on the books. Because after Negro, then came African American, then Afro American, Black, all of these freaking different names. And Black is easier to hijack and for other people to take over, but Negro ain't. Okay, Negro explains what the hell you are. You are from slave ancestry. Nobody gets confused about that. If I say I'm a Negro, everybody instantly knows what the fuck I'm saying. But Black was created so it could be hijacked. So other people can start saying they're Black. And so it washes out your whole history, right? And so basically, okay, prior to the September thing, we're I went over there, bought food and all of that. So we're going to the grocery store. So she begins to act kind of like a slave master. So and people say, don't be racist. If you ain't got some of it in you, you're gonna be fucked up. Black people are always considered to be racist when we don't want to still act like we in slavery. So this girl is pregnant, not pregnant by my relative, but I take them all to the grocery store. We actually walked over to the store. So I agree to buy the food. So she wants me to buy some bowls, disposable bowls. I'm like, no, wash your dishes at your house. So she's pregnant, but this is a fat ass white lazy fat fucking lady and girl that sits on her fat lazy trifling ass. This is the laziest bitch I ever seen in my life, right? And she is coming into the family. So me and my other relative, we just niggas to her, right? So when we're leaving the grocery store, she's handing her bags over to us. Even before we got to the store, she wants us doing everything for her. And it's not because she's pregnant. See, somebody that don't want to be a racist would have thought, oh, it's because she's pregnant. Ain't nobody that's ever been pregnant done me like that. But this white girl, what she's basically saying is, because she knows the history of Black people in America. So what she's saying is, you niggas, you're niggas, so you need to carry my bags. So me and my relative, we're kind of resistant, and I'm kind of like setting the stage. No, we're not doing that. So on the walk back, when she's handing us the bags, I hand her some as well. We're making sure she carries some bags. Okay. And pregnant or not, it's healthy to carry things and walk and use your muscles. That's good for the baby too. We're not going to give her nothing too heavy because we recognizing that she's pregnant. So this whole dynamic with this girl is just very demonic. So that happened. I met this girl a couple of times. The first time I talked to her on the phone, she claimed she was Black. So when I seen her in person, I'm like, I'm very surprised because this ain't a Black person. But she begins calling me mom, saying she's Black, all in a manipulation to get shit. Okay. It's a tactic. Because what do you do when people call you mom or sis? You start doing stuff for them. So this was a tactic and it worked. I started giving her money. I started buying her groceries. It worked for a short period of time till I caught on to what she was doing. Okay. So last September comes, and like I said earlier, I was asked by the relative to come over to the domestic violence scene because she had jumped on my relative, punching him out. He passed out. I didn't even know if he was dead or alive, to be honest. Okay, so I got to go over there and check. Prior to leaving the house, I called 911. So I go over there. She's running around all crazy. But at this time, this relative is basically, you know how domestic violence scenes are. They start taking up for each other and defending each other. So I don't want nothing bad to happen. So I also took another relative over there with me, y'all. And I didn't want anything bad happening. So I'm a protector, and this is my relative, and he's in his apartment. So he says he wants this lady out of his apartment. So that's what I'm there to do. Assist in helping him do whatever he needs to do legally to get her out. And at this point, since it's domestic violence, the police needs to get involved. So she's running around all up and down the hallway. It's one of those apartment buildings where when you enter the apartment building, you go up steps. So the apartments are indoors, right? It's not one of those apartments where you walk straight up to your door. So she's running up and down all the hallway, just acting crazy as a Betsy bug. I've never seen nothing like it in my life. um, a guy has to be pretty desperate to be with her, right? So myself and my other relative, we're in front of the door. So the relative that's in the domestic violence situation is inside the door. So she comes down the hallway. So I blocks the door because she wants to go in. But the last thing I want to happen is them to get to fighting and somebody get killed or hurt. So I blocks the door. I said, no, you can't come in here because I'm thinking I'm honoring my relative wishes. So she takes her fist. I kept an eye on her hands. That's one of the things I'll do when I feel like I'm in a situation that can escalate. I pay attention. I'm making sure I notice your hands and your feet. Okay. So I'm kind of looking at her hands. So she balls her big fat white fist up and she doesn't punch me, but she puts it on my side. And because she's 100 pounds bigger than me and pregnant, it moves me out of the way. Because I'm no more than 165 pounds. I'm not that big compared to her. This chick is over 250 pounds. It catches me off guard. Okay, so it moves me. I do move. Okay, so when somebody got some weight on them, they don't have to punch you to make you move. They can just put that pressure on you and just kind of like scoot you out the way. So that's basically what she did. So she goes on in the apartment because my relative had the door unlocked. Keep in mind, he's not serious with getting rid of this girl at this point, right? So he has the door unlocked, so she runs right in. So I can't retaliate or hit her back. I wouldn't want to do that anyway. She's pregnant. So there's no fight we're going to get into because she takes her fist, gets me out the way, and she runs on in my relative's apartment. Now, my other relative that's outside the door, that's to the left of me, he was like, well, what are we going to do or whatever? I said, no, we can't do nothing. Just leave it alone. The police are on their way. We don't want to attack a pregnant girl or anything like that. We don't want to even be in a situation like that. So he agrees or whatever. So let me see. I got a comment here. Hello, baby Saja. Thank you for tuning into the live, and thank you for the likes and for everyone that's in the live thus far. So she goes on in. So I'm telling my relative that's outside the door. We're kind of discussing what the girl just did. So next thing we know, the police come up. Okay, so the police comes down the hallway. My relative comes out the apartment. I instantly reported to the police what she did and that I didn't like that she put her fist in my side. I also want to point out, not to be a crybaby, y'all, but I did have a slight injury that went on for 2 weeks because I have back issues. So she touched a sensitive area of my side in my lower back, so to speak. So it's gone now. There's no problems I'm having from what she did or anything like that. But I did sustain 2 weeks worth of some issues. So basically, she did cause somewhat of an injury to me, right? Or re-injured the problem that I already had, pinched nerves in my back and stuff like that. I had sciatica back problems, just on and off back problems. I'm fine now. So my relative tells the police that he wanted to stay or whatever. He's kind of like turning on me. So the police basically told me, don't go, stay out of there, is what the police said. I ended up going in, make sure everything was calm, because I'm like, no, I don't want to leave him like this, because what if something bad happens? So the police was like, stay out of there. I went in just to make sure things was calmed down, myself and my relative. We stayed in for a while, eventually left. Once I felt comfortable that wouldn't nothing bad happen, because the last thing I want to do is leave and come to find out later somebody got seriously injured, killed, or hurt. I didn't want neither one of them in that situation. But I'm not liking that she put her fist in my side. So I ends up leaving myself and my relative. The kind police officer, a couple of them waited outside the building. The relative we went to help doesn't walk us outside. It's about maybe 2 in the morning. Doesn't have any regard for me and the relative that came over there to support him. He's just in there with his so-called abuser slash girlfriend. And people say, okay, well, don't be racist or whatever. But basically, in a passive aggressive way, what my relative is saying, fuck you niggas. I'm in here with my white bitch. I got my white bitch back. You niggas fuck off. He don't care if me and my other relative get killed outside this fucking complex. He doesn't. But the police cares though. The police waited, was kind. The police also told me, one police officer also told me, stay out of there. I ain't went back since. I have not seen this relative in person. We talked over the phone. This happened approximately last September of last year. I did what the police told me to do. Stay out of there. I ain't went back. So in the meantime, since that time, we've been having disputes about it because this is how it went down after she put her fist in my side. Now remember, ain't nobody out there but me and her. So this is what the first lie that was told. My relative says, well, the one in the domestic violence situation, he says, well, he said he did it. I said, you didn't touch me. There's no way you could have touched me. You was inside your apartment. The only two people that was outside the door was me and my other relative. And the other relative was holding an item in his hand that was outside the door. His hands weren't even available. I could see the hand that went in my side because when I'm in a high risk situation, I keep my eyes on your hands, right? I saw her hand when she put her fist in me and moved me. I could see her big fat white ass hand. She the only one that got a big fat white ass hand. I ain't got a big fat white ass hand. My other two relatives are brown. They ain't got big fat white ass hands, and one of them ain't even outside. The only bitch that got a big fat white ass hand, ugly ass hand looking like Kathy Bates on Misery, is this bitch. So my relative is claiming he did it. I said, there's no way. You was inside your apartment and you don't have a big fat white ass hand. You didn't do the shit. So we argued about that on and off for quite some time, but I was like, no. So then at some point, he stopped telling that lie. And he allowed me to continue, because see, my story don't change, because my story is actually what happened. Liars' stories change. So he finally stopped saying he did it, because I kept saying, no, you did not. And I said, and that's a damn shame, because she could have killed me and you would have went out and told the police, well, I killed her. I said, you should never do that. If you didn't put your hands on me, don't say you did it. He didn't do it. Neither one of my relatives touched me. Because like I said, they don't have big fat white ass hands. It's only one big fucking white ass hands that put it in my fucking side. My hand is light skinned, but ain't that fucking fat. I don't have fat fucking hands. And I ain't put my own hand in my side. So the next lie was that, what was the next lie? Because now she's saying, the next episode of it, stage 2, is her just refusing to apologize. Okay. Like not denying she did it, but the relative stopped lying and saying he did it. But the second stage of it, she's not denying that she's did it. She's just refusing to show remorse or apologize. Okay. So within the last month or two, me and her had a discussion about it. And I asked her, why did she do that to me? We was over the phone. So she started saying that my relative had called her some bitches. I said, well, I hadn't called you no bitches. So what that, well, I'm calling her some bitches now. But at that time, I'm letting her know, well, when that happened, I hadn't called you no bitches. And I still ain't called you no bitch to you, to your face. So what that got to do with me? That's my relative. And that's y'all domestic violence dispute. That don't give you no right to touch me. So she refuses to apologize, right? Now, the third lie she just told yesterday was that she didn't do it at all. So you see the different stages of the narcissistic lies. One taking the blame and he didn't do it. The second stage is her just refusing to apologize. And then the third stage is I didn't do it at all. Now that shit pissed me off. Okay, so I got pissed off about that. But see, the problem with my relative, he's like, well, you want me to break up with her? I said, no, it's not that you should break up. There just should be some boundaries. Because since last September, over the past year, since the baby's been born, that's not my relative's child, y'all. Thank you for the my fan, the person that's saying, the viewer that's saying they are my fan. Thank you so much. And then thank you, baby Saja. Thank you so much. So what's happening is over the past year, they've been trying to, hello, dear heart, baby Saja. So over the past year, they have been trying to get me to come back around. Now, prior to all of this happening, I was even willing to go with her to the delivery for her to have her son. She ended up having a son. But she's getting ready to have her baby, and she puts that fist in my side, right? So what do you think I did, y'all, as a aware empath? See, because you can be an aware empath too, not just an aware narcissist. So what does a aware empath does? Because remember, I done bought her food. I done let her call me mom. I've given her cash along with giving my relative cash, buying him food. I've been over there a couple of times to help these Negroes, right? So what does an aware empath do? I change it up. You think I'm going to go with this heifer to watch her deliver a baby that I already know is not even my relative's child? He met her pregnant, y'all. Okay, so it's just, the baby's born. It's a whole white baby. Like, the baby is just not related to us. They should get DNA done. She keeps trying to say the baby got my forehead. So do 75% of the people in Africa got my forehead, right? Or are they related to me too? I don't think so. Okay, so I don't buy that shit. I watch Paternity Court. The baby's not ours. She don't know who the baby's by. She's pregnant again, y'all. And she went off and got pregnant. This time I somewhat kind of timed it. She runs off and leave my relative, and she go fucks with other guys, stay with other men. She stays in motels. And then she brings her ass back pregnant. So this is the second pregnancy that she's having my relative take care of, right? Because he has the apartment and he's allowing her to move in. And I guess since we just some niggas to her and she's a white bitch, then she has some kind of white privilege that me and him supposed to take care of the fucking babies that she's having that's not our relatives, basically. And if she wants more support from me, she needs to get DNA. Because I'm not blind, crazy, and stupid, right? I kind of know that the kids are not related to me, y'all. Point blank. If she wanna, I'm not no Lord, so if she wanna get DNA to prove it, I would go for it then. But outside of that, it's just not my relative kids. So this is her current lie, is that she didn't do it at all. So thank you so much. Someone said you were so cute. Thank you. So yeah, so it just ain't right, y'all. But see, the average black person would want to prove they're not racist, right? That's not what I'm trying to prove. I'm trying to prove that slavery ended in 1865. So I no longer have to babysit her baby if I don't want to. I no longer have to carry her bags. Now, my beta male, crazy ass relative, he could keep helping her because he's obviously very desperate, right? But I'm not going to buy into the situation at all. So, this is how it goes down between me and the relative. So, he's like, well, you want me to break up with her? I said, no, I get you're not breaking up with her. That's not really logical. But both of them want me to come out and hang out with them, kind of like mending things with me. But I'm like, first of all, if I was him, I would say, you touch my relative side and that's not good. Just apologize to her. So that's a step he could take, kind of encouraging her to do it. But there's no boundary. So basically, whether he realized it or not, he's created a very dangerous situation because you got to look at it from the abuser point of view, right? So last September, she beat him out. He like in a little pass out. Then when I come over to assist, she puts that fist in my side, not punch me, y'all. She puts that fist in my side and moves me out the way. Okay. So she feels like she has power and control. See, he's younger than I am, of course, but he's giving her a lot of power and control. Like she thinks she can beat him out and then beat my ass or punch, like not punch me, but get me out the fucking way. So I never went back. So basically, some of the power and control is taken back on our family end because I'm showing her, no, we not the average Negroes. And I also told her, you better not hit me again. If you see me on the streets, don't hit me again because it's not going to go like it did last time. Because next time you're not going to have a chance to run and I'm not going to care what condition your ass is in. So with the spiritual part of it, remember in the beginning, he said he didn't believe in God. So last September, when the domestic violence situation happened, she said she didn't believe in no God. And it turned on God and didn't believe in God. This is what my relative pointed out. He said, well, she don't believe in God. Well, he also said he don't believe, right? This was back in 2022. Now he's hooked up with this white girl that's not a believer. So now he's interacting with the woman that's in the voodoo. You see the spiritual escalation in this? And was trying to convince me a couple of weeks ago that a text message was voodoo. I said, no, man, I'm not in the voodoo. I don't fuck around with voodoo, and neither should you. But I think he's, and then he's mentioned in a text today that he has a God complex. So you got to peep the game here, right? You got to peep the game. So they have something in common now. Okay, so in these type of situations, me being a spiritual person, hello. Okay, so me being a spiritual person in these type of situations, I don't know how deep you believe in religion or whatever, but these type of situations, this is a spiritually dangerous situation. There's a lady over there that's doing voodoo that he's interacting with. She's trying to hold his homosexual brother that's on his dad's side. She's holding his hand, trying to make prophecy here. Um, the homosexual brother has mentioned that he wants to expose the baby that the white lady has to um, homosexuality, and the homosexual gentleman brother is still allowed to come around the baby. See all this shit here? There's a lady doing voodoo. But one of the things people never forget is the memory of when things were good in their life, right? So my relative, he still reaches out. He still wants to have a relationship with me because he remember what is pure and good in his life in some sense. And he wasn't raised to think or be like that. So this relative, he asked, well, what do you want to do about it? You want to just fight her? So he's mentioned more than once if I want to fight the girl. I said, no, I don't want to fight her. See how narcissistic and messy he is? But I stand on preference and racism, y'all. So at the end of the day, when it all boils down, he has no regard for me. He's like, okay, nigga, a fist was put in your side. The white massa moved you out the way, bitch. When you coming back for more? So she can put another fist in your side. And, you know, my white bitch is so valuable. This is how he must think, y'all. My white bitch is so valuable that why the fuck would she have to apologize to you, nigga? Come back and get some more licks. But see, I'm not that one. I didn't go back at all. I followed what the police told me to do. The police told me to stay out of there, pointing to his apartment. I have not went back on that property since last September. Now they've tried to lure me in to take care of the baby. Oh, they called me and said I'm lonely. I said, I'm not lonely at all. I don't want to be around you, your bitch, or that child. There's no loneliness there. I don't want to deal with you demons. So he antagonizes me and is constantly sending me videos of him and the child. I said, look, man, pick someone that you don't really care for or you're at odds with. How would you like it if I was sending you videos of me and that person? So it's just a lot of negativity in the situation. But in these type of situations, when I use the word racism, I don't mean it like how maybe the world looks at it. As Black people, we're taught that racism is some kind of bad thing. A lot of people are just now figuring out Black people have been told they were racist because they didn't want to date someone of an opposite race. But then they started using the word preference, like you have a right to a preference, right? And that kind of helped some of it. But just think about how it was going when they weren't using, well, it's a preference. It's not racist if you don't want to date somebody outside your race. It's a preference for you to stay in your race, right? But just think about when everybody was being told, oh, you're racist, you wouldn't date somebody outside your race. Lions don't date dogs, right? Okay, so it's nothing wrong. Most animals don't mate with other animals. Think about it. You could do it, but how many lions in the jungle do you see running around fucking dogs? Okay, it's just you're not seeing that. If you go in the jungle and you driving by, you catching other lions fucking other lions. That's the bottom line. So, a lion sometimes may fuck with a tiger. That's why you got a liger, right? But a tiger and a lion are much more on the same page than a lion and a dog, or a lion and a hyena, right? So this is the way that it went. So going on for about a year, they're trying to lure me in because and then telling me I'm lonely. I'm just not going to have anything to do with it. Spiritually, this is how you got to start viewing people. This is how I view this situation. Okay, this relative, he's already possessed. This me, my spiritual perspective, he's already given his soul to the devil. And I feel like he's trying to practice voodoo because this lady, he's letting a witch that's into voodoo in his home, letting her donate furniture to him, do prophecies on people that's coming in his house. He got a bunch of demonic activity. There's no homosexuals and witches coming in my house. I have a couple of my favorite homosexual YouTubers that I watch here and there. MJ Harris, DL Whisperer, guys like that. However, they ain't coming in my crib. There's no homosexuals coming in my crib. Nobody that's practicing voodoo. I don't roll like that. I have to spiritually protect myself. Okay. There's a couple of YouTubers that are potential witches that I watched, but they're also not in the home. I just watch it for educational purposes, right? But also those particular witches, I don't think is practicing voodoo per se, because you got different type of witches, just like you got Wiccans, right? Wiccans do not practice voodoo. Wiccans are not. There's no warlocks in Wiccanry and stuff like that, or in the Wiccan religion or culture. And they do mention a god or whatever. It's just they believe in nature and all that type of stuff. So I've studied enough to know what's considered dangerous and what's not. But what is very dangerous is to have a lady coming in your house teaching and practicing voodoo. A lot of people that are in these situations, to be honest, look at some of the cases online, some of the crime cases where there was some interaction with voodoo. A lot of these people come up dead within 5 years. Pay attention to what happens when people start going in voodoo environments where there's someone coming in the home of someone else's, or the person is going into someone's home that's practicing voodoo. They asses be snatched out of here minimum 5 years. They don't live too long, y'all. I don't fuck around with voodoo. And I don't fuck around with people that are into that shit. I told my relative, I said, nothing against the lady. I know the lady's daughter is kind of sweet, but don't bring her around me. If she's in the voodoo, see, this is why not to bring her around me. I don't do that. I'm not an expert and I'm not a voodoo artist, right? So it is very dangerous for me to be indulging or interacting with someone on that level, and I'm not spiritually equipped in that level. I'm not in the voodoo. I'm worshiping the one most high. I do prayers, not voodoo spells. So I made it clear to him. I said, if I do see you one day or be around you, don't bring, I don't want to meet her. Because he talking about she shook the hand of the homosexual brother on his dad's side and he was crying and shit. I don't want a lady doing voodoo shaking my hand, prophesizing shit on me. I don't even view that like tarot reading. Like, you know how people do the tarot reading cards and zodiac and stuff like that. Doing voodoo spells, that's even on a different level than the horoscope. Because you can really look at the horoscope and the zodiacs and stuff, and you could find spiritual meanings because it's mentioned in the sun and moon, things that are connected to the one most high, which would be the Lord. There ain't shit in voodoo connecting to the one most high. I don't mess around with that kind of shit. That shit is very dangerous. Okay. And I'm doing this video, and this video will be uploaded on this date. So say this relative checked out of here in 4 or 5 years, fucking around with this voodoo lady. I would do another video saying, didn't I tell you so? Another relative of mine was supposedly staying at a lady's house that was doing voodoo. She was out of here within 5 years of being living at that lady's house for a brief period. Don't fuck around with people that's doing voodoo, y'all. It's very, very dangerous. You could look at the case files and see the patterns. They'll never say on the video, oh, well, because they was in this voodoo house, they didn't live long. They're not going to say that. You got to pinpoint that yourself, y'all. So, this is the escalation. That first he started saying he didn't believe in God. Then he tried to fake like he didn't mean it. Next thing you know, I'm at the DV scene last year in September. And the girlfriend he has is admitting she's not a believer. But he's not a believer neither. See, dudes that really worship a Lord, the one most high, they not fucking with chicks like that. And if she was a black girl doing the stuff she was doing, he would have been beat her up, y'all. I'm not supporting it because slavery ended in 1865, and my relatives no longer have to take care of white children. We don't have to carry their bags for them if we don't want to. We don't have to clean their homes. None of this do we have to do anymore. Okay, so I'm going to accept that freedom and not sign up for it because I don't live under Master's house, right? And this is not nothing against Master. The white people that I interact with and get along with the most are white people that, for one, love other white people. Okay. And if you show me that you can love other white people, you can love me and other black people. But this white girl that my relatives with, she's not interacting with other white people like that. She's just using black people as supply. We're supply to her. We're people that we can, we're people that she thinks she can use, stay in their house and stuff like that. This particular relative that I'm talking about this with, this white girl, he's not allowed at my residence, and neither is she. I've been very specific with him not to bring her around my home at all. Don't bring these people in your house. Think about it this way. Can you imagine? Look at the trash he's picking up. Trailer park trash that don't want nothing out of life. He got a voodoo artist around. He got a homosexual brother that was just dressing like a transgender at the Pride Parade with a halter top looking shit on. All of this fucking shit is in his house. Okay? And imagine it being here, right? See, you gotta really, I have a playlist, why to keep narcissists out your house. This is why. So you don't have all their demons that come with them. And then his drug abuse and all of that stuff. Because right after he was abusing drugs when he was saying he didn't believe in the Lord anymore back in 2022. So I have stayed away. Okay. He's talking all crazy, talking about she sucks his dick and all this stuff. I mean, I just can't I couldn't imagine saying that to my mama, right? Well, I'm with him because he licks me the way I want it, mama. And the hell? Just no respect, y'all. It's just no respect. Spiritually, the way I look at it from a spiritual perspective is he's already dead. This is a dead person. The demons are running his body, right? And we always be like, well, we want to spend as much time with these people before they die. He's already died. Anytime somebody is fucking around with voodoo, saying they don't believe in God, their body is just an entity for the devil. Now, their physical side and brain will understand that they've missed out and they've lost their purest form of life that they've ever had. So my relative will understand that there was some purity being around me and being loved by me as a relative and caring for him his entire life, right? But at the same time, he will understand the loss that he will internally feel, because voodoo and being an adversary and being against the Lord won't bring happiness. I told him, I said, I don't get lonely. I don't feel that. That's not a feeling that I feel. Sadness and ongoing sadness and loneliness, I don't feel that. I don't get lonely at all, even when I'm in my home alone. I'm in my home alone quite often. I'm never lonely. Why would a praying woman be lonely, y'all? That's crazy. I might feel like I need to get busy, but I'm not lonely. Whether I'm in my bed alone, that's a spirit, y'all. If you're feeling lonely, you overthinking too much. You got too much time on your hands. That's like a depression spirit, and that's not a spirit that I'm carrying. So basically, ultimately, the last lie she told was that she didn't do it. It didn't happen. But I said this, I said, well, how did I get removed from the door then? Because I'm admitting that I'm blocking her from coming into the apartment because I don't want no crime or nothing happening. I don't want my relative killed and I don't want her hurt. I don't want nothing to happen where somebody got to go to jail or the hospital. That's what I'm trying to stop. So how did I get from in front of the door? She moved me with her big fat white fist. I haven't seen her or my relative since, and they've constantly tried to pull me back in. And I ain't went around. I followed the police instruction. The police officer loved me more than he do. He don't care nothing about me. I wouldn't be laid up with something. Me, if somebody had put their fist in my grandmama's side, we break it up. We ain't gonna be together. At a minimum, I'm gonna do that, but there's no, you know how they say Black Lives Matter? Really, Black lives don't matter. That's why they gotta advertise Black Lives Matter, because it don't matter. My own relative said, well, are you in the hospital or somewhere? You still injured? Or no, I'm not, but I was for 2 weeks. And she shouldn't be touching me. I'm not going to enter into that situation. I got too much to lose, right? I'm not going to be going into that situation. I already know how I am. I'm not the type that's going to be allowing her to keep touching me. So it's going to escalate. That's why we got American crime femicide, right? Because I could lose that battle, right? I could keep going around these demons and both of them beat me to death, right? Like Shanquilla Robinson case. Went over there to Mexico with 5 to 7 of those demons and they all jumped her and beat her to death. Threw her all in the air and just enjoyed beating her to death. She didn't see it coming. So that can happen to anybody. I'm not going back around that situation. He could help her beat me. Since he's saying, do y'all want to fight? They could start beating me and then the baby. They say, tell the baby to get a few punches in. And all of them call me, what he called me before, a nigga bitch. This is what this relative calls me. I tried to like still be in his life even after a lot of stuff he said and did because he's young, y'all, but enough is enough. So he is a predator. I'm aware of that. And the police see these type of cases every day. The police show regard for me, told me to stay out of there. I never went back. You, me, and a lot of other people will live a longer life if you just listen to the police, y'all. Don't overthink it. Don't, oh, that's my relative. I got to go back. The police don't want me, don't want a black family close. Now, the police telling you that you're getting ready to be a Shanquilla Robinson and you're getting ready to be jumped, or you're not going to be jumped and you're going to win it. And you're going to be in the penitentiary, or it could be considered self-defense, but you didn't have to kill one or two of them. It all goes bad. But in these situations, this girl has a high level of control over my relative, and he's not going to be able to get out of this. Like I told him, if he tries to truly end the situation with the girl, it won't end harmonious. It won't. It's going to end with violence. Somebody going to have to die, get seriously hurt. He's going to have to go to court and get a protection order. And guess what? I'm not going to assist with it at all. I'm not going back over there. I'm not going to go to court and help him with a protection order. Now, in a case where he was hospitalized, I would visit him in the hospital and interact with him on a medical spectrum. But outside of that, I'm not going to participate in a domestic violence. If he called me and said she's murdering him, I would not go back over there. What I would do is call the police, and I would meet the police over there in that case, and then wait outside. I would not enter that building again. It's just a bunch of messy stuff going on. Him and my younger sister are talking and stuff like that. That's a bunch of weird shit. But finally, she's being an auntie. I don't care. This particular relative, he's always like in contact with my enemies, right? If I'm falling out with a relative, they gonna be talking. Hello, baby Saja. So yeah, it's just horrible. But this is the spiritual workup, y'all. So when a person first say they don't believe in no God, no heavenly God, believe them. Also understand they may have done something really horrific that you don't even know about. Like in my case, I didn't know about it. I keep in contact with them because, to be honest, I don't want them to hurt anybody or become more bitter and sad, because I understand the depression that can set in when you're not around your relatives. But I keep myself safe. And like she said, she didn't do anything. So since she's saying, oh, thank you for subscribing, dear heart. I appreciate you, baby Saja. That way you can see the lives. I got an extensive playlist. I upload on a regular. I just started really getting into these lives. I have about 70 other videos that are in private that I'm going to be releasing as well. So there's a lot here on the Advanced Insight channel. It just is. And I get so much insight from my viewers as well. So I named it Advanced Insight channel, not because I think I'm so smart. It's because I think you're smart as well. So this is a great, it's a small channel, but I have been consistent, been on YouTube, at least 3 years now. So I appreciate having you here. And I always have told y'all from the very beginning that as long as I'm alive, I'll keep uploading. Okay. So that's basically how I feel. I've taken my breaks from uploading when I had a lot going on, but that's the thing with YouTube. You can take those breaks, right? And come back to your channel. You know, it's a great hobby, business, or whatever you want to call it, and just go from there. But yeah, basically, you got to start connecting the dots. And I know that when I'm around these situations, when somebody talking about they don't believe in the Lord, now there's somebody that's involved in voodoo. Um, like I told my relative, I don't want to. I don't want her doing a reading on me. Like, don't shake my hand, and I don't want to be involved with your voodoo, right? Um, I don't play that, okay? Because that's a little different than a tarot card reading, a horoscope reading. You're talking about somebody that could try to put a curse on you, y'all. That's actually practicing the wicked version of voodoo. And my relative is letting her in his residence. He was raised not to do that, y'all. But see, he might be ready for that casket, right? And what happens in these kind of situations, I want you to know statistically, when I say statistically from what I've observed, right? So when people are letting known voodoo witches in their house and warlocks and stuff, and then they're going into their houses, 3 to 5 years of it, this is what can potentially happen, y'all. Fatal accidents, falling from ladders, getting hit by cars, trucks, getting ran over, drowning accidents. There's a curse or spell that they've been involved in. And see, what makes the curses and spells work is when the person that's around the person that's doing the voodoo spell, they're high. See, a voodoo spell ain't gonna work on me because I'm not high, right? And I'm prayed up and I believe in one most high. It's not gonna work and have the same effect as it would on my idiot ass relative that's high out of his fucking mind, that's letting a voodoo artist that's doing spells and shit in his house. And then he mentions lonely. He's lonely, I promise you. I ain't never been that lonely where I need to have homosexuals, transgenders, and all these different type of people coming through my home. And it's not that I have anything against them. It's just they don't belong in the home because I don't live like they do. You got to have boundaries, y'all. I recommend that you don't be a homosexual. The average homosexual in America is suicidal. So that right there tell you it's not the best thing to be, right? Even if you don't pick up a Bible, being a homosexual might not be the best thing to be. The average homosexual is depressed, suicidal, has been on drugs, even if they're off drugs, or still currently on and off drugs. Oh, my relative, he lets his homosexual brother, y'all, throw a pink hat on him. He trying to describe how it happened and went down. I'm like, dude, let me tell you something. But then he'll say, but you're not a man. I said, let me tell you something, man. Straight men do not allow their homosexual brother from their dad's side to put fucking pink hats on their fucking heads. I said, they're grooming you. Your homosexual half brother from your dad's side is grooming you. But this is the weakness of my relative. Guess what he told me, y'all? He said, you have a dirty heart. I said, man, I don't have a dirty heart. Who has the dirty heart is the motherfucker that's putting a pink hat on your ass, that's grooming you to be a fucking homosexual, and you're claiming to be a straight man. You're claiming to be a straight man, letting a pink hat on you and sending me a fucking picture of it. I have a good heart. I'm good natured. That's why I'm hipping you to the game. A good-natured person is going to tell you you're being groomed. You can have a dick in your ass, dog. Keep letting put pink hats on you. Yeah, thank you, baby Saja. But you know what? Let me tell you something. I'm so glad that she put this comment, right? And you are a lady, right, baby Saja? Just confirm that you are a lady, because I want to be calling you the right gender. Okay, baby Saja says, how dare he say that you have a kind, how dare did he say that you have kind heart? Okay, yeah, but see, okay, yeah, she's a lady. So this is the thing, what I'm learning. When I first went over there, baby Saja and everybody last September, and keep this in mind, I just want to say this because I got this horrible comment on my last live a couple of lives ago, where this individual Tom Lingo, crazy ass, right? But we ended up being cool. It worked out, saying nobody's on the live, stupid. Okay, so understanding a lie. For me, it shows people are on here. People watch the live later. So you communicate with people as if they're on there. Because, yeah, it may show only a few people are on here. It could show only one person is on here, right? But then when this live ends, it could say it's 45 views. So the 45 views came up because those were people that were watching it. So just understanding that, because that guy posted that comment when I did the live about the drug addiction and stuff like that. Also, I created a playlist about freeing yourself from drugs. So yeah, but I do know this. I do know, I'm not saying I don't have flaws, right, baby Saja, but I do know that someone that's warning you of destruction, that is showing kind nature. So remember, he did me pretty dirty, right? Him and the white girl are pretty, they're definitely dirty people, dirty spirited. Anybody that's been taught about the Lord and raised on the Lord and want to fuck with somebody that's fucking doing voodoo spells and stuff, that shows he's lost kind nature or never had it in the first place, truly. But that's why I stay away. See, one thing I have to do is I keep this relative out of my home. He threatens me, tells me, I'll come to your house and I'll do something. I said, come over here. You gonna die. Don't fucking come around my crib. Come over here if you want to, starting shit. Because the reason I deal with this individual like that, he say he don't believe in no Lord. He's fucking around with voodoo. This type of dude will unalive me. So when he come over here, I gotta act like Russia just showed up, right? So I don't play that, and then that lets him know I'm serious about him staying away from my house. I don't play that with my house. If I say don't come to my house, you saying you're gonna come to my house and you're gonna do something, come on with it. Just understand you're gonna leave in an ambulance. Because see, you don't live here anymore. You ain't been to my house in years. I don't let you in my house. You're an enemy now. I can be murdered by a relative. I just can. They'll do it. So I don't play that. But he hasn't came here and stuff like that. But he mentions that I have a dirty heart or whatever. But like baby Saja says, she says I have a kind heart. And thank you so much, sweetheart. You do too as well, just for saying that. But some people don't see it, right? See, check this out. He don't see my kind heart, but he sees it in the voodoo artist, right? That'll put a spell on that Negro and he be then checked out of here and hit by a bus 2 years from now. See, that's what she'll do to him. But in his sick mind, that person probably has the kind heart. And that's why when I went over there last September to help with that domestic violence situation, I never mess with around going around those people again. That's one of my deal breakers now when I help people. And I'm getting to the point, y'all, becoming an aware empath. Not to help these people. And I think what's getting ready to happen here soon, I'm gonna probably end up cutting most of the phone contact. I've asked him, this woman put her fist in my side. There's been no apology. You're not advocating for me as well. I just asked them, stop sending me videos of you and her baby. I don't want to see the woman, her kids. The child is not related to us. I'm for sure of it. Even if the child is and they get a DNA, I still may not indulge in this situation. If the child was related to me, I might consider getting CPS involved for the safety of the child. Poor baby. He's bringing homosexuals, a half-brother homosexual that's already said that he's going to expose the little baby to homosexuality. He lets this motherfucker come back over there to the house. What a sick weirdo, right? And then says that he may think that this is his child. If you think that it's your child, why would you let a whole motherfucking man that just had on a bra looking thing at a pride parade come back over to your place? And this baby is here. So think about this psychopath. He has no protection over a baby that he says he think is his. He says he thinks the baby might be his. I'm so glad my grandmother at least took us in. At least my grandmother wasn't doing voodoo spells and letting someone in close contact with me that says they're gonna expose me to homosexuality. At least my grandmother wasn't that way, right? I may not approve of everything of how I was raised or whatever, but God freaking damn it, at least my grandmother offered that, right? Goodness gracious. If there was any people practicing voodoo around, they wasn't in close contact with me. And they wasn't telling my freaking family they was doing the shit neither. And allowed to drive me around and take me to the movies and park. I wasn't around no shit like that. But this is what the baby's around. And this is the thing, y'all. As an aware empath, I can't stop it. And I took a test, y'all. I took a test, right? When you are in a narcissistic family, you're not going to be a normal. Okay, so an empath is not a normal, and it ain't nothing to brag about, right? Because empaths do a lot of stupid shit that causes them ongoing problems. And it takes them a very long time to realize that they need to stop helping people and going around them. So look at the mass portion of my life that in some way, part of my life has been destroyed due to the fact I don't know when to stop helping people or stop letting people abuse me emotionally. Like baby Saja was saying, I have a kind heart. But do you realize that when I'm helping this particular relative and he's constantly telling me I don't, do you realize how subtly abusive that is? And when am I going to stop tolerating it, right? You see how that empath thing goes? I mean, I've done the first step, not going around them. Prior to that, I stopped doing Instagrams. He was sending me all kind of Instagram messages, calling me the B word. I won't respond to any Instagram. I stopped the Instagram thing with him. Shoot, it's been over a year and a half ago or something like that. So I do feel like this. I feel like my heart is a lot kinder than his. I do feel like that at least I try to make an effort to protect. But there's a lot of homosexual stuff going on. The girl he's with is bisexual. The homosexual half brother that's on the dad side comes around. Um, yeah, there's another relative he's in contact with that is gay. It's a lot of homosexual spirits going on, and he's doing nothing to fend it off. He said, "Well, you don't know what a straight man is." Yes, I do. I do know what a straight man is. I've been around them. And no straight man I've ever known is letting their homosexual brother put a fucking pink hat on them. And then dumb enough to send me a photo of it. But I'm gonna just have to let it go down, y'all. The person is already dead, right? So in these type of situations, I'm willing to not mess with this dude till he go in a casket, right? He said, "Well, you'll regret it." No, I won't. I'm not gonna regret it because he's already dead, right? Do you know how serious it is going around somebody that's actually sold they soul to the devil? He don't believe in God. He's having sexual intercourse with a woman that's not a believer. He told me she don't believe in God. All these people, now he's fucking around with the neighbor mom that's doing fucking voodoo curses and shit and voodoo. Voodoo ain't good, y'all. See, I've studied, so I know the difference between voodoo and being a Wiccan, right? She didn't say she was a Wiccan. That's a little less threatening. I've been around Wiccans, okay? I'm not concerned about them putting a curse on me. They don't do curses. Wiccans don't have warlocks. I'm not concerned about that, right? I'm not concerned about someone that's collecting the beads and wearing the bracelets and stuff like that. I'm not concerned about that. I'm not concerned about the tarot reader. I'm not concerned about someone that's teaching me about the zodiac. But I fucking am concerned about a motherfucker that's practicing fucking voodoo spells. Because you're not going to run my horoscope and I'm going to fucking get hit by a motherfucking truck in 4 years. But you fucking around with fucking somebody that's fucking around in voodoo, your ass will be done checked up out of here. Everybody in your house be done got caught on goddamn fire and be done burnt up looking like motherfucking Freddy Krueger. And see, I know this shit, have known this shit since I was a child. And I've been able to, since I've been grown up, study cases. I've been studying cases the last, God, many years, right? So I'm telling you the patterns. Okay, you don't want to be fucking around with people that's fucking around with voodoo. And the reason you don't is because you aren't an expert at it. You are not an expert at voodoo. You ain't got that talent if you want to call this shit a talent. I'll call it a talent because that shit can fuck him up. I'm so pissed off about it. I said, don't let me meet her. I told my cousin, I said, because he's a spiritual man too, my cousin. I said, I don't fuck around with shit like that. I'll tell a voodoo bitch, don't shake my hand and tell me shit gonna happen, because I'll break your motherfucking arm. Okay, I believe in the one most high, the Lord in heaven. I don't play the voodoo shit. You're not a tarot reader. You're not doing a Scorpio. You look too deep in the shit you in. I could fuck around with you and go swimming and drown suddenly. You'd be like, what the fuck? Advanced insight lady, she drowned? Yeah. Going over there meeting voodoo artists and shit. No. But He meant what he said. 2022. He said he don't believe in God. Came down my steps and said it. My immediate family has never been the same. The one relative that did start engaging and going around him and got off on the wrong track in drugs and stuff, he's not even available right now. Not even available. Karma came to him kind of within a couple of months of that interaction. But that baby didn't know. That relative don't know that this other relative hanging out with voodoo artists. He didn't know that. He didn't know. Right? So you can't be too much held accountable for what you don't know. But it's very, very sad. Very, very sad. Just the outcome of what can happen. So also I want to set an example. One of the reasons I'm talking about this on the level that I'm talking about is one of the reasons it took me a while to start my channel. And even doing lives, I waited over a couple of years to do lives, y'all. And that's because I wanted to make sure I was an example. So the power in me, it's hard, y'all, when it's your relative. You know how hard it is to listen to the police over your family begging to see you and want you to come back around. They want you to see the baby that's not his, the girlfriend, and stuff like that. And you know how hard it is to just reject that and listen to a police officer? But I had to accept the police officer, he cared about me more than my relative do. He said, stay out of there. That's the advice you listen to. He didn't say a lot. He didn't pull me over to the side and say, you know, if you go back in there, you might get a spell put on you, because this is the apartment the voodoo lady normally comes back into. And one of the reasons I'm choosing not to call the voodoo lady a bitch, right? And this is why. I'm not a backstabber, so I interacted with the voodoo lady's daughter, okay? And I found out through my relative that the daughter, which is the neighbor of my relative. So there's a lady that's a neighbor of my relative. Her mother is the voodoo lady. So the reason I'm not calling the voodoo lady the B word is not out of fear that she's going to put any curse on me. It's because I'm fond of her daughter. And her daughter has not harmed me in any way, right? So I interacted with the lady. She had a sweetheart. So I'm not going to call her mom the B word, because her mom has not violated me personally. And I'm just not going to take that stand right now. I'm just not going to do it. It's not necessary. There's not been enough animosity. I'm going to wear empath, right? So by the time I call you a bitch, you done like 10, 15 things to me. And see, let me tell you something. I got to tell you the truth here, right? There's a demon on me that'll text you some shit that'll make you pass out and not wake up, right? That demon, when I talk to my relative over the phone, y'all, let me tell you something. There's this one lady that's in the like witchcraft. It's called Christian witches or something. They're into something like that. And I was watching this video and I got kind of woozy, y'all. And one brother said to me, he said that spell was affecting you. And I said, no, I'm not into nothing like that. He said, no, it just kind of just interacting with it for a second. So yesterday when I was talking to my relative about this voodoo stuff and the arguing and stuff, he ruined my day. He ruined my day, y'all. I got this migraine and headache, and I went into a bad mood, but this is what I feel happened. I ended up sending text, crazy ass text. My text was so crazy, y'all. I had to say, damn, it's like Satan sending these texts, right? It was something, because remember, I'm a human too. And he's fucking around. I'm interacting on the phone with somebody that's letting a voodoo artist come in their house, saying they don't believe in God, having sexual intercourse. He's having sexual intercourse with a lady that expressed to me, and he said last September she doesn't believe in God. He got a lot of demons around him that don't believe in the Lord, and then adding a voodoo artist on there onto that. So baby Saja, check this out. Do you know that shit jumped off on me through my phone? Do you know that I was acting motherfucking possessed as well? I think my text was so fucked up that I sent my relative that the voodoo lady could read it and say, damn, does she do voodoo too? Is this an evil witch too? So as an aware empath, I got to recognize this, because the good thing is I'm not a narcissist. So I can self-reflect and say, damn, that was wicked I sent. I should be banned from texting for the next 25 years. If the government said you shouldn't text no more for 20 years, I would say, you know what? That should be my punishment. But it was like a spell being put on me through the phone. I'm telling you, don't fuck around with voodoo and warlocks and witches. I'm telling you. Because that lady came in his house, right? So when he's speaking to me on the phone, all of that shit is coming into my home. What I'm going to do, I'm not for sure I'm going to cut off phone contact, y'all, right? What I'm going to do is, if there's a phone, because there's business things we got to take care of, phone-wise, stuff it don't have to be done in person. But what I'm going to make sure is, I think going forward, I'm not going to allow phone conversations with this relative unless I'm not in my house, right? And I do that with certain people, y'all. I've talked to some toxic freaking people that I had to interact for a brief period. And what I do is I keep them out of my house through the phone, which means I'll have the phone conversation not at my residence. You can do that, y'all. Did you know you could do that? I've done it. It works. So anybody, it's kind of like this. Anybody that you wouldn't invite in that's kind of toxic. Thank you for the heart, beautiful baby Saja. I love your YouTube name too. That's so pretty. So and I love red. It's one of my favorite colors. So certain people, and I'm giving you things that have helped me survive certain situations, right? And I don't think a bunch of people have did this, but I'm not going to say nobody has did it. And for a while, I didn't know to do it. For many years, I didn't know if I was getting into it with somebody or somebody was toxic. I would talk to them on my phone at home because I'm thinking that's safe, right? I'm at home. But what I learned since I've started my channel, this is something I've done over the last 2 or 3 years with certain toxic people that I had to interact with for brief episodes. I kept them out of my home by taking the phone call out of the home. So basically, like for example, a toxic elder. that I was having a situation with. I would, when she would call, not talk to her. If I had to talk to her in this brief situation, I would talk to her when I was on my walk. Right. So you're welcome, baby Saja. And it works. Like I said, it wasn't something I always knew to do. You know how many people I done cussed out and screamed and hollered to the top of my lungs? You know what we do. Come on now. This is not advanced fake channel. You know that a narcissist can make you so freaking mad. You screaming to the top of your lungs, needing their address so you can roll up on them. You know how bad these people can piss you off. I have more control of that. Okay. I found myself the relative raising my voice. But see, what I'm going to proceed to do, he already can't physically come in the house, but that not talking to him on the phone in your house, it works. I'm telling you. And it leads you to no contact. You know why? Because at some point you're like, I'm not leaving my house to talk to this person. If every time you need to communicate, you got to leave the house, you're going to stop doing that. So you just won't answer the phone because, hey, I'm at home and I'm not leaving. It really works, baby Saja. It really works. And I've done that tactic. Like I said, I started doing that over the past 2 or 3 years, and it's something. I'm in no contact with my narcissistic ex. And that was a tactic I used with him too, as an effort to keep him out the home. You got to keep them out the home. You got to keep them out of the home completely. Once you've decided to keep someone out of your home, you keep them out of the physical presence of your home. If you can, don't even let them know where you stay. I'm going to be doing a video and a live about addresses and who you should be giving your address to and who you shouldn't. Stop giving your address to people when you don't have theirs. Unless it's a situation where they were always invited to your residence and you didn't have their address. But to newcomers, so anyone that's kind of coming back into your life and stuff like that, you may. Oh, thank you, baby Saja. That's the first time I think anyone's told me that. I had another lady. I don't know what happened to her. She was real sweet too. I'm actually gonna find one of her comments and check on her. But that touches my heart. That I'm one of your favorite, my favorite YouTuber. I did not know that. Thank you so much. I feel so blessed. You know what you can do too? Feel free to do this too, because I take care of my favorite YouTubers. So give me video ideas. If there's certain subjects you want to talk about, and I answer questions for free. So if you want to throw out any questions right now, I'll answer them. But if you leave a comment, so like say when this live in, and I'm going to explain how these lives work. If you don't already know this, baby Saja and everyone, right? So the way the live work is it's public right now, right? But once it ends, YouTube automatically puts it in the private. And then the YouTuber has to go make it public again. But YouTube does this little processing thing. So it may take like 30 minutes to get back into it. And I don't know if a lot of people don't go back and watch the live. See, I watch, I got my favorite YouTubers too that I watch their lives. And so I've learned about the private thing, but I don't know if everybody know that. So if you miss like the beginning of the live, then, and you want to go back and watch it, remember when it ends, it's going to go private. Like right now, I'm still doing the live. So it did automatic public. So now, baby Saja, I'm gonna ask you a question. When you say I'm your favorite YouTuber, why is that? so I can know why, so I can even be better in that area, right? So what makes me your favorite YouTuber? You like the subject matter, or what is it that you like about it the most? I know I be saying some crazy stuff too, but I'm just being my genuine self. I think, okay, I'm gonna say this. What I like about myself the most is that I am who the hell I am. And I don't need to be anybody else. I don't care what people be telling me. I'm dirty hearted or whatever. If you like my relative, if he want to view me as a dirty hearted person because I'm telling him another Negro that's his half brother from his dad's side is putting him on a freaking pink hat and trying to groom him into homosexuality, then call me a dirty heart because I want to tell you the truth. Sometimes I go live. Oh, you do, baby Saja? Okay, so I'll check out your lives too. Okay, thank you for letting me know that. So I will look up your YouTube channel. Let me do a quick screenshot of it too. So I'll do a screenshot so I'll know how to find you. Okay. Yeah, but that was really sweet. I never would have known that I was your favorite YouTuber. That's really sweet. And you know what? My favorite YouTubers before I was a YouTuber and was uploading any videos on YouTube, I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of people may not believe Baby Saja, but I'm gonna tell you why she's telling the truth. My favorite YouTubers were not the people that had the million subscribers or the million views. My favorite YouTubers were other small YouTubers just like me. And I was motivated. I said, and you know what? Some of my favorite YouTubers were small and they stopped uploading videos, y'all. And I would go back to their page and like, oh my goodness, they haven't uploaded yet again. And I'm like, wow, I'm that one person that wanted to keep seeing their videos, and probably other people too that missed them. So what I said about myself, I learned from that, right? And I learned the value of being a small YouTuber. Some of these YouTubers only had like 100 subscribers, but I love their videos and they stopped uploading and I don't know where they went. And I always said, my channel, I'm going to keep uploading because I'm going to hurt someone that's looking for me. Right. And so, like Baby Saja said, I'm her favorite YouTuber. So just think about it. Just think if I disappeared and stopped uploading, she would miss me. And that's what I would go through with my some of my favorite YouTubers, and all of them were small channels. And when I say small, I mean literally small. Another favorite YouTuber I had, she only had 30 subscribers. She would get like more views than me back in that day, but she would only have 30 subscribers and she just disappeared. Yeah. And so I missed them. So that's one of the things I said. I said, it's going to be somebody that I'm a favorite to. Like Baby Saja said, I'm her favorite. And so just think about if I just gave up on my channel. I never would have even known this, right? And so one of my goals is to get 25 views, y'all, per video. And what I'm finding is by doing the lives, I kind of get that kind of automatically, right? Because each one of my lives I've been getting like 50 views or 40 views. So, but like I said, I got the other 70 videos I got to release. Put it this way, I have not ran out of content. That's one thing about this channel. I got over 500 or 1,000 video ideas that I still have not published, right? So one of the things about my channel is that I'm not running out of ideas. So So overall, what I want to do is we want to learn, right? So this is a learning place as well. So the police, when a police officer, a seasoned police officer, tell you to stay out of there, stay out of there. That's God, right? This relative is actually trying to get me to fight the girl. He said this more than once. Well, y'all want to fight? What if this girl killed me? Oh, that happened to you, baby Saja, once too, where the police told you to stay out of there? Is that what happened? Or a law enforcement officer or someone in law enforcement told you to stay out of there? Is that what you're saying happened, baby Saja? Yeah, if they tell you to stay out of there, stay out of there. Um, Believe it or not, and I've talked about this on another video before, I believe in death dates, right? So that traditional everybody was is just going to be born and die on a certain day is true to a certain degree. But every day you wake up is a new death date for you. But you're only going to have one final death date. You're only going to die physically one time. But there may be many death dates that you don't even know about. Right now, I'm doing this video, right? I may not know that someone's walking around the property considering breaking in to kill me because they're a serial killer, right? I don't know that. But somebody walks up and sees them, right? And he decides to leave this property alone. That's a death date I just missed, right? And so you will have many of those. So what happens is, like when the officer said, don't stay out of there, I may have missed a death date. Maybe I could have been like Shanquilla Robinson. Maybe these two people would jump me. Maybe I would get into it with them. Maybe they would try to lie and say I stole something that I didn't steal. Maybe one of them try to throw water on me or something, or kick me down the steps or something. Let me see. Baby Saja says, I'm sad because my Roblox account is gone and I can't log back in. Oh, I'm sorry. What's a Roblox account? ROBBOX? What kind of account is that? Not to ask a dumb question, but is that like something outside of YouTube or something? Okay, I'm sad because my Roblox account, yeah, it's gone and you can't log back in. Look up Google how to get back in the account. And sometimes you can maybe call they have these computer business, like small business administration. You can go ask questions, and sometimes people, computer geniuses and stuff, the Geek Squad. You ever heard of the Geek Squad? They're like the computer geniuses and stuff that help people get back into their stuff too. Have you ever considered that? Contacting the Geek Squad? Or like one of these office supply stores, going to the customer service. Because some of this stuff, you'll be amazed. If you get the right computer technician, they can help you get back into some of this stuff. So try that and see if maybe it'll work. Don't give up on it so soon. It could be done, but I'm just giving some ideas because it sounds like yeah, like your username. Yeah. All of that, like See, these computer geniuses and stuff, like hackers, they're kind of like hackers too. They know how to hack some of this stuff and legally do it, not nothing illegal. Like I've had the Geek Squad help me before many years ago, and they helped me solve some problems. I paid $200 or so, and they helped me get back into some things that I was blocked out of. Yeah, so they help you get back in there with the username and passcode, but you got to get those computer geniuses. And I'm just giving an example of what I used to go through the Geek Squad, and you'll be surprised. And then Google it on YouTube, not YouTube, just Google. Google, let me see, Google, Roblox account gone on Google. Can't log back in Roblox account. Google that, and you may have already done that, but just see what it currently says. Go to YouTube and look it up on YouTube and see what it says. And you never know. You know, you pay for what you get. And if it's something you want to get back into that you're sad about, baby Saja, pay that couple of hundred to get what you want. I always keep hope alive in cases like this. And it's a reason you brought it up here. You know, you may be able to get back into that. So anyway, this live is, does anyone have any questions? Baby Saja, do you have any questions that you would like me to answer? I answer questions for free. If you're having an issue in your life or would like to ask a question, I'll wait to see what your question could be. I'm at some point gonna get my certified life coach certification, and I feel like I'm ready for it. I've been through a lot. I'm someone that's willing to stick to some boundaries. I'm a warrior and fighter by nature. I'm a lover. I'm genuine, and I can give some advice some of these psychologists might not even give. Because, you know, psychologists, a lot of times, some of them making people sicker, y'all. You're going to stay depressed if you go in an office every week and somebody telling you, yeah, you're still depressed. So I feel pale and I didn't eat for 6 hours. Take that vitamin D. Get some vitamin D3, vitamin D pills when you feel pale. 500 milligrams magnesium, vitamin E, and moisturize. You gotta moisturize too. Yeah, eating helps, or just hydrating too. Like right now, I got this Pure Leaf sweet tea. And then I'm getting ready to get off here so you can eat too. But I've been eating these soups lately and really enjoying them, and just doing really good. So I know what you mean. If you feel pale, I get it. It's you know when you feeling pale, you know. I weigh in 2 to 3 times a day, baby Sasha or baby Saja. Now, am I, baby Saja, am I pronouncing your name right when I say, because I see Saja. So I just want to make sure when I say baby Saja, I'm pronouncing your name right. Am I doing it? Especially for the Saja part. I mean, baby, I know it's baby, but Saja, because I'd rather be pronouncing it right. And if I'm pronouncing it wrong, spell it like I should pronounce it. But yeah, when I feel like pale or a little funny, just do your weigh in and see what your weight's like too, because that helps me a lot. But I need to eat as well. So Yeah, I need to do the same thing you doing, and then hydrate 33 ounces of water minimum. And then I'm gonna finish off this sweet tea. I'm gonna make my soup, chop up my onions in it so it drains my sinuses. Um, yeah, get this voice back together from the little asthma issues. So I'm going to, and I won't forget, baby Saja, that you said I'm your favorite YouTuber. I will not forget that. That's so special to me. Um, I don't think I've gotten a comment that's sweet in the way that that's sweet. It's pretty because I didn't know that I was anybody's favorite YouTuber. They didn't tell me till now. So it's self-expression is good. A lot of times people hide their feelings, and they don't truly express what's on their mind. So people don't know. So you just never know when somebody feels like giving up, and sometimes people be stressed out about their channel, and it could be the reason they don't give up on the channel. Oh, okay, that's good. That's wonderful to eat while you're listening to the live. I do that too when I'm on other lives. I eat while I'm listening to my lives too. I get my tea. Um, I haven't had any coffee in over a week or so, but I get my little bitty cup of coffee, and yeah, yeah, I get my little bitty cup of coffee, and yeah, and it's good. So yes, I'm reading these comments here. So thank you so much for all the comments and the likes. This is a small channel, but it's a growing channel and will continue to grow. So, baby Saja and anyone else, if you ever want to leave a comment about a video idea or if you have any questions, um, have you watched K-pop Demon Numbers? Let me see. Have you watched K-pop? That's one word, Demon Hunters. Oh, Hunters. Okay. I wear glasses, so I got my glasses on reading it. I do my video standing up, y'all, even though I'm not showing my face or whatever. I'm always clean and I like standing. Standing means power and not laziness, right? I'm not sitting over here doing these videos, sitting on a stool or sitting on a chair, getting bigger by the day, y'all. Laziness. You can be a lazy YouTuber, and I'm trying not to be that. I got me my little bitty table studio here. So I have a specific area where I do my videos. And what I got to work on, my flaw, is not allowing any demon to come into my phone, send me a picture or video, and destroy my weekend. Not allowing that no more. Not allowing someone else's misery that I've totally got this misery out of my household, right? This miserable unbeliever has been removed. The Lord has says, no, this unbeliever cannot be in your house anymore. This total spirit has been removed. And so I got to stop allowing it over the phone. So for now on, thank you for the pretty waving hands, baby Saja. You're going, I'm going to be leaving too. So, yeah, I got to get control of it. It stressed me out so bad, y'all. I had to take my prescription Tylenol, right? I take prescription Tylenol, 500 milligrams. I had a slight migraine headache. These kind of people, This man got voodoo lady in her house. They could give me a migraine and kill me. Like I got a curse on me, y'all. But that's not gonna happen. I took a 500 milligram Tylenol, over the counter Tylenol. It don't do nothing. My body just laugh at it, right? It's not gonna do nothing. So I had to take a couple of those, y'all. 500 milligrams was not even enough to knock it out. So I took two, and I normally don't have to take two, but it knocked that. So baby Saja, why do you wish you had a voodoo doll? When I'm kind of speaking against it. So I'm gonna believe that you wish you had one, not in the way a voodoo person does it. So explain to me why you wish you had a voodoo doll. Just to have one or to actually participate in voodoo? Because remember, I speak against voodoo. So I don't, let me see. Oh, the red and blue doll. Okay, so let me look that up. So is it called a voodoo doll? That's what it's called. So let me look up. I'm gonna Google. Okay, so I see a red, blue, and yellow one. Uh-huh. All the New Orleans voodoo dolls. Okay. Yeah, I see those. Okay. Voodoo rag doll. Yeah, I have a doll, a couple of dolls that I buy from a author. She sells children's books and she has dolls that go with them. So this is what my preference would be, right? I saw them, they're holding hands. But voodoo within itself. Okay, let me ask you this, baby Saja. You wouldn't participate in voodoo, right? So for me, because that doll is connected to voodoo and doing magic and spells, then I don't want the doll. So I would be careful, okay? Because I don't know. See, this is the thing about voodoo you got to be careful of. If you don't know about voodoo art and the spells and the magic, you don't know what's already placed on the doll, right? Because what I do know is voodoo is the most powerful form of magic and witchcraft that's out here. And someone that's, I would not want a voodoo doll because I don't know about that magic, right? And so they could already have a certain type of element that's implanted in the voodoo doll because that's a strong magic. So I would not purchase one of those dolls because I'm not sure if it's safe. Yeah, magic and spirits, exactly. So remember, I don't know if you was on the live earlier where I mentioned sudden deaths and accidents that come to people that participate in the magic. So study on that more, and maybe oh, you do have one. Okay, well, see, I'm gonna be open-minded here, right? Okay, right here, I'm looking at a doll right here. um I'm looking at a doll, and I got a bear and a doll. I don't do magic with it. He has a name and everything. There's no magic place with it. Oh yeah, okay. I get what you're saying. So you didn't die yet. Yeah, so just as long as there's no spells connected to it. I mean, because I've had plenty of dolls that are like collectibles and stuff. So I would study about just, well, like you said, you already have one, right? And you're not messed up from it. So maybe it's not harmful to have one as long as you're not doing the magic and spirits and spells. And I don't sense that you're doing any of that. Okay. But I do know that voodoo is a very powerful magic that someone that's not indulging in it, that's not a voodoo artist, that's not a witch in that area, um, they shouldn't be messing with it, right? Voodoo has been used during war times. You know, everybody going outside, shooting everybody down. Like, oh, go get your shotguns. But the voodoo spell makers, the witches and warlocks, they doing their magic. And they go outside and everybody passed out. Voodoo is very powerful. Oh, but one time, baby Saja say, but one time she seen black smoke. From the house once. So let me ask you this: are you connecting the black smoke with the doll? What you think is up with that? Because that's something else right there now. And remember, I'm a believer that just because it's black and dark, it's not bad. I just went over that. Go over my last few lives. I talk about color too. So see, on this channel, other people, they use that word dark and black for bad. I'm totally against it. I don't think dark and black is bad. So see, just because baby Saja saw black smoke, that don't mean it's bad. That could have been some kind of blessing, right? That could be some form of angel awareness. I saw an angel one time. I witnessed an angel many years ago that looked like in a human form. And guess what? He was black, y'all, real black, eyes glowing, beeped up into the sky on me, said a few words. It was at a situation where there was a elderly lady dying in the home. And I walked out right on the angel. He was dark skinned and black. He was an angel. I witnessed it. I walked backwards. Never been so scared to death in my life. Because I didn't think I was going to a good place, y'all. I was still a fornicator. So I believe that I was only sleeping with one man, but I was scared. I wouldn't be as scared if I seen him now. I just wouldn't. Because I'm doing so many positive things, right? Just doing these lives. Do you know the last live I did on drug addiction? It was about 2 hours. I did it about on drug addiction. On that live, when it ended, I said I was going to the store. There was an 18-wheeler that tilted up on the sidewalk. Thank God I don't do voodoo, y'all. I don't mess with voodoo. The 18-wheeler tilted up on the sidewalk. You know what I did? As I was walking to the store, I tilted too. I sure did. When a truck almost tilted over on me, I tilt the other way. And then the driver would be like, oh my God, she tilting with the truck. Let me wake up. But it was a small street. So yeah. I believe if you don't participate in voodoo and be around those kind of people, I believe that there's some good luck that will come to you. And I believe just doing these lives, there's good luck and blessings that will come to me. Luck just means blessings, y'all. So may the one most high bless us for the rest of the day today. Love us, adore us, and we send the love back. Respect and love all prophets that have came to tell us about the one most high. And there's many words used: Allah, Father God, Yah, um, Jehovah, God Almighty, that one most high in heaven, our creator, the creator. Yes, indeed. So I love y'all so much. And oh, the side eye. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's I'll look that up too. But thank you, baby Saja, for your encouragement today and your kind words. I appreciate the spirit that you have that recognizes my true spirit that I'm displaying and the love that I have for others to warn people. Okay. Um, but you got people when they signing up for the devil's workshop, y'all, they not listening. So let's go ahead and get us something to eat, weigh in on our scales, journal, do our little to-do list for the day, and let's get this rolling, y'all. So I'm gonna end this live. Thank you so much, baby Saja, again for me being your favorite YouTuber. I am willing to do videos that you would like. Just throw out a subject, leave a comment. Um, you could leave a comment on any one of my videos on a video subject, come into lives, and then you can give times recommended that you would like to be in the lives, and we'll go from there. But I'll always try to make it interesting. I have a lot of experience, current situations, past situations. I've done a lot of work. I've grown with my channel as well, and I'm here to help. I do feel like there are things that I will bring up to you that other people, oh, you don't want me in? Okay, so I won't in right now. I won't in. Okay, I'll stay on here for a minute. Let me make sure this device has enough power. Yep, my device has enough power. So thank you. Okay, so I try to bring up things that really help, like lifestyle. I'm learning you don't have to have a bunch of people around, y'all. Just the few of the right people, and people will notice as you go no contact and stay away from a lot of these people. Like my relative said, he told me I was lonely. Absolutely not. He started messaging me and stuff, and I was actually resting and taking a nap and getting prepared for my day. No loneliness. I had y'all, YouTube has its own, it's like a little job. So like I've been on this live 2 hours. I'll get a little tired, no different than if you go to work. There's a lot of energy you put into it. And I have been doing my lives, and it's a hobby. It's busy. You're teaching, you're influencing people, and you're doing storytelling and stuff. So it's no way that I'm feeling no kind of loneliness. I don't have time to feel lonely. I got a bucket list a mile long of things I need to be doing and taking care of. So it's no time to feel lonely, y'all. Absolutely not. And if you're feeling lonely, you know why you feel lonely? I'm gonna tell you the truth. People feel lonely because they're not doing what the Lord wants them to do. What the one most high wants you to do, you're not doing it. That's it. That's probably what my relative feel. He got the baby, he got the girlfriend around. He feeling lonely because he missing the purity of his life that he had with me as a relative. And I'm just not gonna be taking responsibility for all that crap that he's taking responsibility for, and the spiritual pattern that I went over, I'm gonna go over it again one more time. Oh, why you lonely, baby Saja? What's the key? What do you feel lonely about? Did you go through a breakup? Why do you feel lonely? Because we got to get rid of that. Prayer time. Praying when you wake up, the middle of the day. Some religions pray up to 5 times a day, praying before you go to bed, walking, taking your walks, exercising. This loneliness, we got to get rid of that. That's not a good oh, you miss your mom. Okay, that makes sense. How long has your mom been passed away? I'm so sorry. My mom has passed away as well. How long has your mother been passed away? And she's in a different place. Oh, okay. So she's not passed on. I'm sorry. So she lives like out of town or out of the country. So your mom is still living, is what you're saying. So you're not saying, oh, your dad's at work. So where is your mom? Because I apologize for thinking she was passed. Yeah, we got to work on spending quality time. But loneliness, baby Saja, is truly, in my opinion, because there's something that the Lord wants you doing that you are not doing. Okay. So at times where I felt like a void, because loneliness ain't my thing, and it's kind of like the word lonely. It's the same word as bored. That word bored is a trouble word. I'm glad you didn't use the word bored, because I truly believe that you can fix loneliness before boredism. But you got to get your journal. You got to have a to-do list and a calendar, not in the phone, writing it down, right? And loneliness comes from not having a filled schedule and not doing the things you should be doing to take care of yourself. Do you know this? Let me explain something to you about beauty, right? Do you know you can spend a whole day and evening and afternoon taking care of your beauty? And I'm talking about natural beauty. Washing your hair, bathing, cleaning your toes, doing your skin, washing your clothes, using a charcoal facial mask. You could spend an hour of your day using an electric toothbrush, flossing, cleaning your ears out, brushing your little baby hair up in the back. I'm telling you, you can washing your hair accessories, doing neck exercises, praying. You can spend an entire day, afternoon, and evening just doing self-care, getting the excess hair off you, private areas up under your arms, legs, getting all that freaking hair off you. Do you know how free you will feel? So no, we got to get rid of loneliness, because it's so much that can take up your time. Right now, you've been on the live 2 hours. No need to be lonely. Eating, fixing your meals at home, cleaning the home, coming up with new organizational tips, checking on family members, wiping down your leather. But I've done this before, spent a whole day just taking care of my beauty and not putting on nothing artificial. I ain't put on no fake nails, no fake toenails. And then when I do this, y'all, day, afternoon, and evening, I walk outside and somebody say, oh my God, what did you do to your skin? Trust me, it was all done at home. Charcoal mask from the Ultra. Okay, so yes. There's so much. Hanging new art. You know what I'm getting ready to get into, y'all? Taking photos And like when you go to the mall, you can give them a photo and they turn it into like a oil painting. You know, the new paintings where there's no frames and stuff around it. There's certain pieces of art, and I want to turn even some of my selfies and artwork into a oil painting and hang it on the walls and stuff. Maybe like create a art wall for this. With my cat is feeling sleepy in my pantry, and my fave snack, hold on, from baby Saja, and my favorite snack is near her, and I don't want to wake her up. And hold on, I don't want to wake her up and her give me the side eye. Oh, the cat is gonna be giving you side eye, right? I like that, the side eye. That's so cute. That's very cute, baby Saja. Yeah. Yes, I stayed on here a little longer, but yeah, the all paintings and art. So I'm gonna be getting into some of that. I got so many hobbies and things I want to be getting into. Y'all, I gotta get the trash out. Okay. So I gotta I've got all the trash at the front door. So I need to get this out. I was just gathering it all up last night. I didn't want to set it out and then all the squirrels and stuff get into it. But I got to get this garbage out. I got to eat my soup. I've taken the prescription Tylenol. I don't take it a lot. But when I tell you the demons came on me, and I'm not mad at myself. Anytime somebody's telling me that they're letting warlocks and voodoo ladies in the house, and they already say they don't believe in God. Oh, and then he said he got a God complex, y'all. Um, he also told me what a couple of weeks ago he don't believe in the same God I believe in. Some of his studying and things he hit me to, and I've gotten myself educated from this relative as well, right? But at the same time, he got a God complex. He's more on the side of an unbeliever, y'all. I mean, it's a pattern of statements and behaviors. It's just like when somebody's a narcissist. There's a pattern of behaviors over a period of time where you can say, something is going on here, right? And so there's a lot of things he said in attack of my Lord, right? But that's what the devil telling him. The devil telling him, your relative's a believer. Attack, attack, attack. And he's under a lot of influence and on drugs. And hey, it's hard to come out of these situations. And then the horrific act that he did upon a situation that was a horrible situation. I didn't even know about it till later. The karma of that can that alone could almost put him in an early grave site. It's horrific. He definitely will pay for that, you know. And sometimes paying for it is just being who they are and losing me and me knowing about it, right? That's karma right there. Like I know who he is and what he does. I know the harm he can cause in certain situations. I know he's a predator. That's karma when you know that they're a predator and they know you know they're a predator and you've called them what they are. So, what I'm going to work on is I know that he got some serious demons going on and I feel spiritually weak. And so I got to stay up out that text message because I'm seeing that's where the demons be attacking me is through their messages. I get to typing and I know the one most high is like, oh my gosh, she typed that. Yeah. My messages was so bad, y'all. I made my side hurt. I gotta no more talking to him today. I will not let him and his 200 demons. And I'm saying it got to be 200. It's more than the 7 that the Bible says when you get them out your house, when they return, they bring 7 more demons back to your house. That scripture? No. Let me see. That's one of my favorite. Um, let me see. In Matthew 12:45 and Luke 11:26, the parable of the returning unclean spirit describes a situation where a spirit cast out of a person returns with 7 other more evil spirits. This signifies that if a person is not filled with something positive after being cleansed, they become more vulnerable to evil influences than before. Ain't that deep? Let me read this one more time. In Matthew 12:45, which is chapter 12, verse 45, and Luke chapter 11, verse 26, the parable of the returning unclean spirit describes a situation where a spirit cast out of a person returns with 7 other more evil spirits. This signifies that if a person is not filled with something positive after being cleansed, they become more vulnerable to evil influences than before. So check this out. This applies to me. This relative, this is a spirit I don't allow back in my home, right? So when I speak to him over the phone, and in a way, through my phone, he's getting access to my home. So he's returning, right? So when he returns through my phone, because I truly believe this, he don't need to enter the house. It's been proven. He returned with 7 other more evil spirits. But no, that's the minimum. It's telling you 7. He returned with 200. He had to have returned with 200 because of them texts I sent him. I'm telling you, somebody like this will almost possess you temporarily. I had a migraine, a headache, ruined my day. I couldn't, a couple of people that I'm always in a good mood with, I couldn't make myself even be in the best mood with them. So when I allowed that evil relative to come through and bring those 7 extra demons, which really there was 200, because he got to have 200 to 200,000 on the brother, right? So when it came in here, I was under full attack, health, spiritually, text. My left side is still hurting. The devil might be punching me in my left side right now. I'm telling you, it's horrible. So no more. I will not accept any contact from this gentleman today, except to say, hey, may the Lord bless you. Have a great day. Probably that won't even be a good idea because of this scripture. Some parts of the Bible is very relevant, y'all. So the return. So here's the breakdown. The initial expulsion. An unclean spirit leaves a person, leaving the person swept and garnished, which means empty. Then the return. The spirit finding the house, the person unoccupied, returns with 7 other spirits more wicked than itself. Okay, the worst condition. The person's last state is worse than the first, and as they are now possessed by the original spirit and 7 more. Okay, the parable highlights the importance of filling the void left by casting out evil with something positive, such as the Holy Spirit or good works to prevent a worse relapse, or like I'm doing this video right now. So you know what? Oh, your stuffed animal doesn't have an eye, baby Saja? What you do to his eye? What happened to his eye? It fell out like one of the glass balls in it. Wait a minute. You empathic though. You hanging on to him. You don't want to throw him away. That's your baby. So take him to the cleaners. They can put that eye back in. Do you still have the eye that fell out, baby Saja? Because if you're not gonna throw them out, if you're not gonna throw them out, then get the eye fixed. Oh my God, Sister Sherry, dear heart, are you serious? Sherry Mascot, you're here? Oh my God. You know what? I was just saying earlier, because baby Saja said I was one of her favorite YouTubers. So I was saying that I had a sister that I used to communicate with, and I was gonna find one of your comments to check on you, right? So this is Sister Sherry, y'all. She's one of my favorite sisters that I've communicated with. She's my dear heart sister Sherry that we've commented back and forth, but I had took a little break from my channel, so I was worried about you and hoping that you were okay, Sister Sherry. So how have you been doing? I finally started doing lives. So you got to check out my lives. You know how I go through the family stuff and I try to create the boundaries and stuff. And I was just straight up honest on this live, Sister Sherry. I miss you so, so much. Sister Sherry was always very supportive. She was one of the reasons that I continue to upload, and I always look forward to her comments and messages and just our communication back and forth. So I am that's the Lord bringing her in here. Yeah, that's the Lord. So that is nothing but the Lord, because I was just talking about her. Oh, you didn't work today? That's good. Well, yeah, you want to be off today. Definitely. Today is a good day to be off. Do you work some Sundays, Sister Sherry? She's so beautiful too, y'all. Yeah, she's very beautiful. Oh, yes. That's good, Sister Sherry. She's my dear heart sister Sherry and always will be. So I'm doing live, Sister Sherry, so you can be here. And then even if you're not able to get on a live, you can still listen to them, because I've had a lot of stuff going on. And the lives get more instant views too. Like my goal is always to get 25 views per video, Sister Sherry, right? And so with doing a live, you get that kind of automatically. And you can do a longer video and then talk about more. And then really, I'm just ready to do them now, right? Just basically, you know how I slow walked my channel. You know, I'm not gonna jump into stuff that I'm not ready to do. Cause it's just y'all gonna know I'm not ready to do it, right? So I'm gonna be doing another live maybe later on today or something like that. But remember, this live, when I end it, y'all please like, share, and subscribe, share the live to your Facebook and stuff. Okay. So please do that, because it's something that can be learned. Somebody could be listening to the live while they're cooking and stuff. Thank you for the 4 likes. I appreciate it. So please like, share, and subscribe. Welcome back to the Advanced Insight channel. I love you so, so much. Thank you. And I appreciate you. And thank you for leaving the comments and making the live interesting. And stay motivated, baby Saja. And dear heart sister Sherry, and I love you both so much, and thank you so much for your support. The live will, when I end it, is gonna go in private, and then I'm gonna release it right back to public. Sometimes that can take up to 30 minutes, or I think I might know how to do it sooner because the video processes, y'all. So yeah, it processes. And thank you. I'm gonna be drinking my tea. I'm gonna eat my soup. I love y'all so much, and I can't wait to come up with subjects. And oh, I've done videos just for Sister Sherry. So baby Saja, this is the sister that I was thinking about in my head, but I didn't have permission to use her name, but now I do because she's popped in here. So whenever y'all come in here and leave a comment or talk to me, I can mention your name because you're putting your name public. But I didn't want to mention who Sister Sherry was because I didn't have that permission. But she popped in here. And if you listen to the live, Sister Sherry, you'll hear me talking about a sister that I used to have communication with that I was telling baby Saja about. But now baby Saja knows who you are. So thank you so much for coming in the live. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate y'all so much. So I'm gonna eat this like shrimp kind of spicy soup, but I'm not gonna eat all the stuff that's in it pretty much. So yeah, I'm standing up doing this video, y'all. So I'm doing my little exercise. I like to dance and sing, even though everybody might not like my dancing and singing. I don't care what people don't like and what they do like, long as I like it and it's making me feel good. So, hello, baby Saja. So I'm getting ready to check off this live. I stayed on here a little longer because baby Saja said I was her favorite YouTuber. And so, God, I feel so blessed to know dear heart sister Sherry's okay as well. I love her so much, and for years she's always left comments and motivated me to keep doing my channel. And then baby Saja is motivating me that I'm her fave, so now I'm building a online relationship with baby Saja, and I'm so grateful. So I love y'all so much. What's my favorite color, y'all? Chocolate. What's my favorite complexion? Chocolate. I'm light skinned though, but may my mother rest in peace, because chocolate is what brought me here. Red is my favorite color, kind of like in the house, but the most beautiful skin complexion is chocolate, y'all. It just is. So pretty. So happy to come from chocolate, y'all. It boosts your self-esteem, y'all. The darker your mother, the more self-confidence you'll have. But my mom used to say, the lighter your children, the more confidence you have in her world. But yeah, I love y'all so much. So I just say what I feel sometimes because I'm so tired of hearing the word dark being used as bad. It's horrible. It's an attack. That's a satanic attack, y'all. Every time you watch a crime show, they want to say, oh, it's dark. That's an attack on your complexion. That's an attack, y'all. You got to read between the lines. I love you too, baby Saja. Thank you so much. Dear heart sister Sherry, I love you more. Have a blessed day. I'll be doing another live later on. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. Bye. Thank you to the One Most High. I love you so much. Thank you.